What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Carlos Andis again, and I'm still confused on what I'm doing with this channel. All I know is that I'm recording and I'm playing FIFA. I don't know what to call it yet, so I guess it's a FIFA channel. I guess it's ASMR. Guess it's just gaming altogether. I don't know. But anyway, we're back. Excuse me. If you've watched my last video, you've seen I was in a really tough out and out against Arsenal in our Emirates FA Cup final. And now I am playing a Champions League match against Atletico Madrid at Atletico Madrid. Of course, my player's name is Carlos Andis. That's been explained in previous videos. So yeah, this is what my schedule's looking like for the rest of the season. Don't have that much in the season left. Let's see. After the Champions League, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 games left in the season, in the Premier League at least, including a FA Cup match. Depending on how that turns out, might be hopefully 11 games left. Get my team to the final and win that. So one of my goals on this game, in this level, or in this mode, in player mode, is to win a league, a cup, and a Champions League cup as a player in the big 5 leagues, which is Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A, League One, or is it League One or Ligue 1? I don't know whatever the French league is. If anybody knows, please comment in the comment section. And La Liga. So far, my player has done it in the Bundesliga, and I still have yet to do it in the Premier League on legendary level. So trying to figure it out. Hopefully about to beat Atletico Madrid at their house, already up on them 2-0. So got a nice little comfortable lead so far. My team has done really well on the road this year. And as you can see, my lineup, I like my team set up. I like the way it's set up. Anyway, so yeah, about to go into this match, do this FIFA binge again. So for this channel, I'm guessing you could just use this as like a chill out, calm your nerves, not do too much video. Need to find a lot of things to talk about though. That's my biggest issue right now, finding stuff to talk about. So You do that. Or you could just listen to me play the game on the controller. Like that. Just press random buttons. So, uh, so in my career mode, I actually have a personal vendetta against Atletico. At least my player does. Because in the past several seasons on here, they have knocked us out, whether in the quarterfinals or the semifinals. And actually, the previous year on here, they knocked us out in the actual Champions League final. So, that was a disappointing loss for me. Um, I was really hoping to pull off the win, so this is kind of personal for me. Like I said, I don't really have a life, so this is what I do. I do this for fun. So, like, yeah, I think this is fun. So, I take it seriously, even though it's just a game. Some things to talk. Need to find some more things to talk about. Um, so like in the last video, I told y'all I like sports. One of the major stories that's going on in sports right now is in the soccer world. Um, I recently heard about Manchester City. Manchester City, they're apparently banned from UEFA from the Champions League for the next several years, for the next 2 years. Apparently, it's for like some financial reasons or whatever the case is. I'm not really too in depth with it, but yeah, I figured that those would be the. I heard that was going on right now, and it's not good. It's not good for them. Um, Obviously, I think they're fighting back. They have went to court and appealed it. So you know, something about financial fair play or something, which I don't understand. Like, if you're a billionaire, you know, and you want to pay this person all this money, like if a billionaire wants to pay his money to a lesser fortunate millionaire, which I don't see how millionaires are less fortunate, but like compared to a billionaire, well, they all live a good life. I'm pretty sure. Like they got lots and lots of money, so they should be all right. But apparently they're being banned for like financial fair play. They apparently broke some rules and did some back alley deals, some under the table deals, or whatever with some players. And to be honest, if I was a player, I would accept extra money. Like, shit. Who doesn't like extra money? You know what I'm saying? If that's how can you say I just don't understand, like people will be like, cash rules everything, but then they want to put money, they want to put rules on how much cash you could spend. Like what? Like that never made sense to me. Yes. Fuck yeah. Yes. You saw that? That was a sick ass goal. I should record that. Matter of fact, That was nice. That was sexy. That was a sexy goal. Anyway, so that's what's going on with Manchester City right now. Um, what else is going on in the world? Sticking to the topic of sports, and more than likely the Premier League. Um, Liverpool. Um, Apparently they're still undefeated. Um, that's actually really good. Last year they won the Champions League. This year they go on undefeated. Clearly going to win the Premier League. I mean, I don't see them losing it. I think they've already clinched it. I gotta do some more research and look it up. So and I don't have my phone on me right now. It's charging and uh but yeah, what was it? The fair pay to play. What was I talking about? I'm sorry. I'm kind of like in and out the game. Like I'm focusing on the game, and I'm trying to learn how to multitask. Like talk and play the game at the same time. Like I said, I'm new. It's on my third video, so but yeah, Liverpool, they're just gonna run away with this thing. They got that going for them. Well deserved. They play hard. They have the right mindset. I like their mindset, and I believe that's every team's mindset. But their mindset is like, hey, we don't care how good we are. We don't care if we're on this undefeated streak. We're just gonna focus on winning. We're just gonna continue focusing on winning on the next match. Who's the next opponent? You know. So I like that. It's like a always focus. Uh, we not sleeping until it's over. And this thing about FIFA I don't like, man. Players do that shit. Like, trip my guy up, but then I only get a yellow, man. Fuck that guy, man. I had a clear shot at goal too, but yeah. So what else is going on in the soccer world? I like playing FIFA, but I don't keep up too much with soccer. I think now that I'm doing this channel, and I'm gonna start paying more attention to soccer, like watching more of the highlights, watching more of the interviews and stuff. Just stay more up to date with it, because I don't really have much to talk about. Um, I actually want to go more into the whole Manchester City deal, but I don't really know too much about it, or really, I don't really understand too much about the financial part of the like I don't know what they did wrong, if they did anything wrong, what causes this, who's in charge of what. Um, if there's anybody out there that knows of this stuff or or is willing to you know let me know of anything, just Um, say something in the comment section about Manchester's fair play, financial fair play. How do you feel about it? Um, is Manchester City your team? Does it make you mad? Are they not your team? Does it make you ecstatic? Because some people are happy for other people's failures. So you know, so that's that. Um, and in the first half, up one, up 3-0 on aggregate. So I like how where my team's going so far with this. Light me a smoke. What else is there to talk about in the sports world, man? Let's talk basketball. Who y'all think's gonna win the NBA championship this year? This year's pretty good. Got a lot of viable options, a lot of viable teams, a lot of teams that are definitely in the mix. This year has been definitely more interesting than the past several years where everybody knew the Warriors was just gonna absolutely destroy everybody. Um, this year has been way better. Let me see this. Nice, right. I don't want this thing too bright. So hold on. Sorry, I had to mess with the camera a little bit. I think that's better. Right there. Like, speaking of the Warriors, they suck this year. Like, I watch a lot of ESPN and like Fox Sports and all the other news channels and whatnot. And, I'm listening to some of these guys, and they'll be like, whenever they talk about the Warriors, they'll say, hey, this is just like a trial year, or they just trying to figure out, who's gonna be on the bench. I don't think nobody who's currently playing on the roster this year, outside of Draymond Green, should be on the team next year. That's my personal opinion, because to go from literally taking a team game 6 into the finals last year to now you're like dead last in the NBA, like that doesn't make no sense to me. Like whatsoever. Like absolute none. Like why? I mean like I understand why though. Injuries. KD got injured. I mean, they basically lost their whole team over the summer. Like over one summer, they lost their whole team. You lose DeMarcus Cousins to free agency, lose KD to both injury and free agency. You lose Clay to an injury, ACL injury. Lose Steph to an ACL, well, to a broken hand, another wrist injury. And they were talking about bringing him back this season. And I'm like, they're not bringing him back. They better not bring him back. They only got like 12 wins this year. I doubt they'll even make it to the 20 win mark. I doubt they'll win 20 games this year. But at least they'll get a high draft pick, though. Next year, they're going to be something to deal with. Because next year, you're going to have Clay back. You're going to have Steph back. And you picked up Andrew Wiggins. So that's not a bad pickup. I just like Andrew Wiggins in Minnesota. I just don't think that was a good fit for him. Like he was going to get his buckets, but they didn't have the like championship mindset because he had all that talent, but y'all didn't. They didn't make it to the. They didn't even make it to the playoffs. I don't even think they've been to the playoffs since he's been in Minnesota. So I saw him come out of the draft, and he was a very high draft pick. I remember when um, they traded him away. I think it was Cleveland that was originally going to pick him up, and then they trade. I remember. Okay, it was Cleveland originally that was going to pick him up, and they traded him away to Minnesota, and I believe it was 2015 for Kevin Love, because that was the year LeBron had came back to Cleveland for the second time. So yeah, that's how I remember that situation. Uh, so yeah, that wasn't a good situation for Andrew Wiggins. I believe with the Warriors, he'll do much better. Like he'll do way better with the Warriors. Oh my god. I just choked on some smoke. Mm. Um, let's see what else is there. What else is going on in the NBA? Who's gonna win a championship this year? Let's see. Let's start. Well, let's look at some of the teams in the West. Uh, Obviously the Lakers. Everybody's talking about the Lakers. Number one team in the West. LeBron, AD. So growing up, I was a Spurs fan, and I don't really have a lot of love for the Lakers, and I'm kind of biased at this, but I just wonder what did the Lakers do in the last like before LeBron came? They went like 5, 6 years with no like they went 5, 6 years with no playoffs. Like they weren't even sniffing the playoffs. And like LeBron just came out of nowhere. And I just think to myself, what did they do to deserve LeBron James? What did they do to deserve him? Like as a Spurs fan, I was hoping he was going to come to the Spurs, of course, play with Greg Popovich, and you know, and we have a nice little system going, But I don't really want to talk about the Spurs right now because they're kind of. This has been a disappointing season for us, least to say. I believe that after this year, we just need to rebuild, just start a whole rebuilding process. Because what we got going on with LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan, Rudy Gay, you know, like the whole deal, like it's just, it's just, it's, it's less than, it's a bit of an eyesore to watch as a Spurs fan, because we're so used to seeing great play, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, great players, David Robinson, Robert Horry, and like nowadays it's like I look at the bench and I'm just like, And we had a great player in Kawhi Leonard, which I believe if we never gave him away, we would have been making deep playoff runs for at least the next 10 years. Guaranteed it. But, it didn't work out. And so that's what but I'll talk about that situation another day. But who gonna win this championship though? That's what I'm saying. Sorry for not playing for right now. Just sitting back smoking right now, but back on. I think it might be the Clippers. I have a strong intuition that says the Clippers are gonna do it. And I know a lot of people, like, I'm not trying to be a bandwagoner or anything, but I just watched the game and Kawhi and Paul George together go along. Clippers are just one of the best ran organizations in the NFL. I mean, NFL, in the NBA. You got Kawhi Leonard, you got Paul George. You acquired him from OKC, and so far they got the second best record in the West. So I don't know. Also, other teams, there's the Houston Rockets, James Harden and Russell Westbrook. You got Denver Nuggets, Jamal Murray to go along with you got Jamal Murray to go along with Nikola Jokic. That Dallas Mavericks, they got a nice little setup going with Luka Doncic, Luka Doncic, Kristaps Porzingis, KP, the Unicorn. They got a legitimate shot. Oh, damn. Amazing. No, they just scored on us. I get serious. But Dallas has a great team. They got a great shot, I believe. Just as anybody else. Utah, the Jazz, they have a great shot. They call him Spider Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert. They got a good squad. Joe Ingles. Did they have Jay Crowder earlier this year? No, Jay Crowder's with the Heat now. So they do have a good little team. Like I said, I'm sorry if I'm not like all the way up to date with information. This is, like I said, kind of like a spur of the moment thing. But I will most definitely collect the information as I go along with this channel. The longer this channel goes, or the more videos I put out, I will most definitely try to come to y'all with more accurate information on sports matters. But who I think is going to win the champion? If the Clippers stay healthy, I believe the Clippers are going to win the title. I predicted last year that Toronto was going to win the title at the beginning of the season. Because when I knew as soon as the Spurs traded Kawhi that that he was going to lead the team to the finals. Like, what people don't remember is that before Kawhi had went down before then, there was a game. It was game one The Spurs and the Warriors. I believe it was in the 2016 Western Conference Finals. That was the last game I believe Kawhi Leonard played as a Spur. And he had him up. He had us up 23 points with a minute 23 left in the third quarter. I remember watching this game. And Zaza Pachulia put his big ass feet up under him when he came down for a shot. And that basically turned that whole series around. Because that doesn't happen. We're probably talking about the Spurs winning that title versus the Warriors. But anyway, so that happened. And then, we had the fallout. But I knew once we lost him, we wasn't going to win the title. Like, it was over. There was, like, our chances of going to the playoffs were over. Like, I called it. I was with my friends. I was with my friends at the time, and the news that came on the air of Spurs are trading away Kawhi Leonard for DeMar DeRozan. And at the time, I was just like, I was just so disappointed because I knew we weren't getting a great, listen, as a Spurs fan, DeMar DeRozan isn't a bad player. He's a really good player, all-star player. But he's not leading nobody to a championship. I mean, he couldn't do it in Toronto. Like, every time he ran into LeBron James, they just folded. Like, that's what they did. I think they just took me out the game. Yep. Took me out the game, so I'm going to watch the rest of this. So, basically, that's basically what happened. I call it what happened. And then he actually went on and won the finals, and he eventually got what he wanted, and I'm happy for him. He wanted to go back home, and I know how that feels. Like, if you're a hard worker for an organization, like for any job that you do. And if you work hard, like say like you win Employee of the Month for like 3 months in a row, and you hurt yourself, and then you get back out there, and they're just like, hey, your teammates are just wondering, well, why aren't you coming out to play with us? Or we need you for da da da. It's like, dude, if I wasn't hurt, I'd be out there. Why are y'all questioning me? So, like, I understood his gripe, like, why are you questioning the legitimacy of my injury, And then, Tony Parker decided to run his mouth. Him and Manu came out and was like, hey, well, my injury was way worse. I'm like, yo, why are you comparing injuries? Like, bro, the man said he injured, he can't play. He already won a Finals MVP, and he's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year at the time. So it's like, why are y'all questioning the legitimacy of his injury? Like, if anything, y'all should let him rest as long as he needs, so that way he could come back stronger, even if it means, giving up the rest of the season. It is what it is. Work with what you got until you come back. And so, now we don't have him at all. And as you can see, my team is doing terrible. My team, as I said, like the Spurs, the San Antonio Spurs, like I felt. So yeah, that's what that is. Let's see. Winning the title. What else? I think that's about it for right now. So Toronto won the title last year. He's the current Finals MVP. It's got Paul George, Patrick Beverly, Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams, Doc Rivers as a coach. Um, well, my team just won, and we are moving on to this next leg of Champions League, which is awesome. It's awesome, 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 awesome. Hmm. What else is there to talk about? No, I don't really like doing a lot of talking, you know. Let's see, who won where? Bayern Munich won. Leverkusen won. Harrison, PSG won. Liverpool won. We won. Manchester United, which is my team, we won. Barcelona won. Milan won, and Valencia. So everybody on here is a heavyweight, pretty much. So the toughest of the tough, fight it out. Once again, YouTube, I'm sorry about the camera. I'm currently recording off my cellular device until I can get a better device to record off of. So just work with me. Hopefully, it'll be much sooner than later. I can fix the camera issue. As of right now, this is what the deal is. Alright. Next match is Leicester City. They're in 9th place and we're in 5th place. I nearly need a win. Because a win would definitely. We're not out of the running to win the league yet. I say if we string together about solid 2-3 wins here, could be right in the hunt. Let you know. Let's figure out what's the next big match. Pretty sure. Ooh, Bayern Munich. Okay, now this matchup is going to be interesting for my player. Because my player previously played for Bayern Munich. And like I said, towards the beginning, one of my main goals is to win Premier League, a cup, and a Champions League with all the teams. So, yeah, I did that with Bayern Munich and then I left. So I already know there's going to be some hostility there. Oh well. That's what I can't focus on right now. Right now, I got Leicester City. Definitely need a win with. Definitely need a win. No, I don't know if I'm gonna play this right now. Kind of feeling tired, as y'all can hear me yawning. I feel like I'm about to call it a day or a night, whichever it is. Um, do I really want to play this game right now? Play against them boys in blue. Not right now. Then I'm gonna just lay down for right now and get some rest. Yeah. Well, alright, YouTube. Sorry if I sound kind of slow or whatever, but I'm just really tired. So calling it a wrap for right now. My fellow YouTubers or YouTubians or my people. My name is Carlos Andis. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you got some good rest. And I shall see you here soon. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I shall be on here pretty soon. Hopefully, might be back on tomorrow. I think they're gonna let me actually do live tomorrow, or start doing live on my channel. But I think I gotta do it from my computer, and I gotta figure out how that whole process works. If anybody has any ideas, can you please just send that to me in the comment section? I would really appreciate it. But for now, I'm out. Thanks for watching.